Elon Musk explains his 5-step algorithm for running companies. Let's see what he has to say.
Process, the sort of 5-step process. First, make your requirements less dumb. Your requirements are definitely dumb. Does not matter who gave them.
Yeah, I think so. Don't do anything that is unnecessary to the goals that you want to achieve. And my thing is, I just reverse engineer. Okay, to get to Y, okay, what are the steps that I need to take? And I just take those steps. That's my step. Let's see what he has to say.
It's particularly dangerous if a smart person gave you the requirements because you might not question them enough. Everyone's wrong, no matter who you are, everyone's wrong some of the time. So make your requirements less dumb. Then try very hard to delete the part or process.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Delete unnecessary things because like I have ADHD and I can understand what he's saying because I try to do a lot of things, but you can only focus on one thing. You only have like 24 hours in a day. If you just diversify your focus, it's not going to work out.
This is actually very important. If you're not...
And the thing is, you have to delete all the parts that are unnecessary to achieve the goal that you are trying to achieve.
Occasionally adding things back in, you are not deleting enough. Right. The bias tends to be very strongly towards, let's add this part or process step in case we need it. But you can basically make in-case arguments for so many things. And for a rocket that is trying to be the first fully reusable rocket, there's never been a fully reusable rocket. People don't understand. Like, This is like the holy grail of rocketry, okay?
And that's what I'm saying. Outside people don't understand. Like people who have no experience do not understand what you're actually trying to do. But the thing is, it's your job to do the thing.
So go to delete the part or process step, super important. And you can't like hedge your bets. That's why the quick fence, for example, do not fold down because that's a whole extra mechanism that we don't need. And also, if whatever requirement or constraint you have, it must come with a name, not a department. Because you can't ask the department, you have to ask a person. And that person who's putting forward the requirement or constraint must agree that they must take responsibility for that requirement. Otherwise, you can have a requirement that basically an intern 2 years ago randomly came up with off the cuff, and they don't even have the company anymore. These things are often just...
That's brilliant. Because you have to make someone responsible for doing the things. Like think about this. When there's a startup, then they hire a marketing person or a salesperson or whoever. They know exactly what they have to do. That's why startups win over big companies. That's the number one goal. Just make someone responsible. And I think this is brilliant.
Way more silly than you think. Okay, so step 1, make your requirements less dumb. Step 2, delete the part or process step. If you're not adding things back in 10% of the time, you're clearly not deleting enough. Right. And then only the third step is simplify or optimize. The third step, not the first step.
This is the crucial point here. Simplify and optimize after you have removed unnecessary things and after you have figured out, okay, this is the thing that we need to focus on. And you say, okay, you focus on this thing. Now simplify the process that is actually working.
The reason for the third step is because it's possibly the most common error of a smart engineer is to optimize a thing that should not exist.
Exactly. If you build your whole building on the sand, it's not going to stand out. Same thing here. First, make the foundation solid.
Everyone's been trained in high school and college that you got to answer the questions, convergent logic. Yeah. So you can't tell the professor your question is dumb, that you'll get a bad grade. You have to answer the question. Yeah. So everyone's basically, without knowing it, they got like mental straitjacket on. They'll work on optimizing the thing that should simply not exist. Right. And then finally, you get to step 4, which is accelerate cycle time.
That's the thing. You need to accelerate the process, the time, because you want to achieve the things that takes others 5 years to be achieved in less than 1 year, in less than 6 months. That's what you want. And that's where the speed comes.
You're moving too slowly, go faster. But don't go faster until you have worked on the other 3 things first. You can always make things go faster. And then the final step is automate. Now, I personally made the mistake.
I like this automating, and most people will just go backwards. They will go from step 5 to step 1. But I think what Elon is saying is go from step 1 in sequence to the step 5.
Mistake of going backwards on all 5 steps, multiple times. Literally, I automated, accelerated, simplified, and then deleted. One example I've talked about before is like there were these like fiberglass mats on top of the Model 3 battery pack that were in between the full pan and the battery. And it was one point choking the battery pack production line, and I was like basically living on the battery pack production line, like trying to fix the line. It was like choking the entire Model 3 production program. So the first mistake was I like tried to fix the automation, like make the robot better. So automating was a mistake, then accelerating was a mistake, then optimizing was a mistake, and finally I said, what the hell are these mats for? And I asked the battery safety team, what are these mats for? Are they for fire protection or something? They said, no, they're for noise and vibration. Then I asked an NBA noise vibration harshness team, what's it for? They said fire safety. So literally, it was like being in a Dilbert cartoon, okay? It was like, actually, I feel like I'm in a Dilbert cartoon quite frequently. So then finally, okay, great. Let's try a car with the fiberglass mats and without, and I put a microphone in both, and see if you can tell the difference. You can. In fact, I was like, which one is which? So we just deleted them, and it just bypassed this $2 million robot sale. It was just a complete pile of nonsense.
And the mistake is, like I said earlier, most people will go from step 5 to step 1 in the opposite order because they want to automate everything initially and they want to do fast. But the thing is, first you have to build a solid foundation, remove everything, build a solid foundation, then speed up the process, then automate it, then delegate it, and then you repeat the cycle.